What's up, everybody? BigSweetC here with you, and today I'm talking Fallout 76. Alright, so if you guys haven't heard yet, I'm sure you probably have. Fallout 76 beta has dropped for Xbox One, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit right now. I was kind of hoping, I only got an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 15 minutes of actual gameplay because I had to work during the open beta, and I kind of wanted to get some more of the open beta in before I really made my quote-unquote first thoughts. But the fact of the matter is, the next two dates happen to fall on Saturday and Sunday in the middle of the day when I'm probably going to have to work. I know I have to work for Saturday's game, for Saturday's opening, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to work on Sunday's opening time because it's at like noon to 2. So they're only 2 hours. They're not the 4-hour block like they were on Tuesday for the first day, and so I'm probably going to miss them. Having said that, if you are available those days and you have the beta code, do yourself a favor, do us all a favor. Jump on there, help them with the stress test part of it. Definitely go in and see if you can just break the game as early as possible so when the actual release does come out, we've all gotten all the bugs, as most of the bugs. We all know Bethesda loves their bugs. At least most of the bugs worked out by the time the actual game releases on the 6th. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit, what I enjoyed, what I look forward to, kind of what I wanted more experience with. But again, having said that, hour and 15 minutes, not really a whole lot of time to play. We basically got out of the vault and then finished the tutorial. And when the open box aspect of the game actually started, I was kicked off the server. So, number one, I don't understand all the hate towards this game. That is absolutely true. I don't understand what people aren't digging about it. The hour that I've played it, it is different than a Fallout game, but it is not significantly different. I mean, the way that you come out of the vault, the way your first mission kind of starts right as soon as you're exiting the vault, completely reminded me of Fallout 3, even Fallout 4 to an extent. Fallout 3, your dad has broken out of the vault, and you have to make your way out of the vault and follow his path that he has taken once you reach the surface of the wasteland. This is exactly the same. Switch father for overseer, and you as a child, you as an 18-year-old adult for you as whoever you happen to be, Vault 76 resident. But you do. I mean, you get out of the vault, everybody else is already out, and your first mission is to follow the overseer and kind of learn how the game is played. And it was actually very easy to follow. It wasn't too strenuous with the enemies that I came across. I found I did see some enemies that were all pretty close to the same level that I was. So I definitely like the fact that I didn't accidentally just run into like a giant monster that was way above my pay grade before I got anything. You do start with just about nothing. So there's a few things you pick up in the vault on your way out. You get some rad X, you get a stim pack, you get some water, you get some food. But you gotta essentially craft your first gun. And then it teaches you how to craft armor and stuff as well. You get a camp, which I haven't gotten much use out of yet because I didn't quite get that far in the game. But essentially, those are how you set up new establishments. I'm very excited to see how those work. I have seen them in use. As you go out, the overseer seems to be setting up kind of camps as they go along, and you have to follow them in their footsteps, retracing all these new camps and stuff that they've set up. I really do like the way that they have the crafting. This is the first time I remember that you can, I know in Fallout 3 you can like build stuff if you have certain ingredients. So that is back. I don't remember that being in Fallout 4. Although I do remember the mod system seems to modifying your weapons and everything from New Vegas and again in Fallout 4 seems to have made its way into Fallout 76 as well. You can also scrap items, which I remember from Fallout 4 specifically. So seems the crafting has kind of situated itself, kind of revamped itself. And that my favorite part of Fallout 4 was the settlement building stuff. So I do appreciate the idea where they're going. We're the first people back on the wasteland, and it's our job not just to see if we can survive, but help others along their route as they're coming onto the wasteland for the first time. So I actually really generally like that about that. I also heard some concerns about people going, well, there's not really like a storyline. That's completely false. There is definitely a storyline, at least to the extent of Fallout 3 and probably better compared to Fallout New Vegas, where the only really thing you have in New Vegas is you come out, you chase after Benny, which you can do in a matter of a couple hours. So this one is more so you just kind of go out of the vault and you try and find the overseer that left several hours before you did. And then after that, it's pretty much a sandbox game, which is kind of what I was expecting. And I'm not quite sure why people don't like that. That is what I love about Fallout, is getting out of the vault and being able to do whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy that aspect of the sandbox games. And if you don't want a sandbox game, why are you playing a generally sandbox game? So the VAT system is completely revamped. You now need a perk to be able to target individual limbs on people. I tend to like that, actually, and I'll explain the perk system in a second. I won't go into major detail, but I do want to hit on it a little bit. But VATS was a little tricky for me to understand what was going on. I was kind of, because it doesn't pause time anymore, so it's all real time. Essentially what VATS has become is an auto target, an auto aim, if you will. It's kind of nice because if you got a whole bunch of people kind of going around you, you hit VATS, and no matter where you're aiming, you're going to be shooting at that enemy. In my opinion, if you're looking for a completely real-time game, that is going to be one of the most useful changes in Fallout 76, is just being able to pop on a target and blast away without really sitting there and trying to aim as like a first-person shooter type of thing. So I appreciate that. The PvP doesn't actually open up until level 5, so I didn't get a whole lot of experience with that. I did have one guy come in and try and engage with me, but it is pretty good on making sure that if you don't want to be involved in the PvP, you do not have to be. So anybody who's got worries that a raider is going to come along after you've had hours and hours of fun and just wreck everything, that's not necessarily the case. So if they come in and they start, if a raider engages with you and you choose not to engage back, your health bar will go down, but it will go down very, very, very slow. And then if you do decide to engage, if he won't leave you alone, you will do twice as much damage as the guy trying to attack you will. So it is very, very much in line with people not being PvP people, and so it actually favors those who don't want to do PvP more than it does the people that do. And as a Fallout lover, because it's a single player, usually a single player game, I really do appreciate that as well. Having said that, I did dabble in a little bit of the PvP just to see how it works, and I'm pretty interested in it, to be honest with you. Now, the dude that I PvP'd attacked me first, so obviously it was much easier for me to retaliate against him, self-defense. I also happened to be around a couple other people that had just started out the game, and so they jumped in and we all kind of tag teamed this raider. So so don't freak out about the PvP. But again, we'll kind of reiterate a lot of this here in a second once I get to what I wanted to experience a little bit more. as I was previously saying, I actually dig the new perk system. I still have my qualms with it. I'm going to talk about that. In my opinion, I actually have never really generally liked the way you develop your character in the Fallout series. In my opinion, I think that if you use energy weapons, that's what you should get leveled up in. Well, every time you level up, depending on if you use it shouldn't be necessarily a general level up, it should be a proficiency level up. So if you use energy weapons a lot, your energy weapons go up, just like in Skyrim. I kind of wish it was more like Skyrim, where you actually have to use those abilities to develop those skills. Fallout 76 kinda switches a little bit in terms of your perks. You actually have to get a perk card before you can use said perk. You can't just open up Action Boy. You can't just open up the Mysterious Stranger. You have to earn that card first, and by earn I mean random loot drop that card first. That aspect of it is hit or miss for me, but I feel like I'm gonna play enough that I'll probably get significant cards, and I'm under the understanding that the more cards that you have, the less likely you are to get duplicate cards. I'm under that assumption. So much like Destiny 1, where if you were highlight level in everything except for your ghost, then you were more likely to get a high level ghost as your next drop than, say, a high level helmet, which you already have. So in this case, if you have the Water Boy perk, you have the Action Boy perk, but you don't have the Mysterious Stranger, you're more likely to get the Mysterious Stranger in your next perk pack than the other two. So I hope that's true. I don't know for a fact if it's true or not, but I know the 2 packs that I got, I did not get any duplicate cards, so I do appreciate that. But I do think the perk system is pretty interesting. So if you don't get any cards that you want, then you're sitting there, you're banking your perks, and you're not improving your character at all. Or you're kind of forced to go into areas that you wouldn't normally go into, which, in my opinion, if you were really walking the wasteland for the first time, you wouldn't know what perks you'd need until you get into that situation. You know what I mean? So it's part more realistic for me, part not quite what I think it should be. I think it should be more the Skyrim, old school Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you guys remember that one, that actually unlike Skyrim, where Skyrim, if you go in and you get your archery up to 100, you can go over to one-handed weapons and improve that. Your archery doesn't go down. The original Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Entertainment System, Final Fantasy II in Japan, if you were an axe guy, you maxed out axes, and then you went to go use swords. As your proficiency in swords increased, your proficiency in axes decreased. So you maybe not go that ridiculous. I think once you learn how to use a weapon, you should probably be able to use that weapon. But I do appreciate the idea more of a Skyrim type, as opposed to kind of what you have now, where you can go into kind of whatever you want. Having said that, you don't actually have the stat points anymore. So you can't just increase energy weapons or speech or barter. It's all based on the perk cards. So that is something I actually would like to get to know a little bit more. But these are just my initial first impressions of how it's going to go. In terms of everything else, I just kind of need to see more of it. Again, only being able to play for a little over an hour. I got basically through the tutorial, and then once the open box aspect of it came into play, I kind of got booted. I didn't get really a chance to explore any caves. I came across a couple of houses, but nothing of significant value. And again, outside of some robots and some what looks like new kind of mole rats. I can't remember exactly what they were called, but what looks like kind of new mole rats. I didn't get to experience any Yao guys, however you pronounce them. I didn't come across any death claws or anything like that, and I only came across the one raider. The rest was everybody kind of just jumping into the game and being a beginner themselves. So I kind of want to get a little bit more into the exploration. I can kind of see that maybe this is a game where I won't necessarily be able to play for extended periods of time like I'm used to in a Fallout game. I'm used to being able to start a game in Fallout 4 and essentially play for like 6-7 hours and be okay. This one kind of seems like be a little redundant after a couple hours or so. I'm interested to see how the sustainability of gameplay goes along. And I want to know more about the development of characters. I want to know if duplicates are a thing in the cards. I want to know if you do get a duplicate, if there's a way to maybe trade one that you have for one that you don't have. Again, I didn't quite get a chance to get into the social aspect of it. Having said that, I also didn't get a chance to create any parties. So my buddy Ghost Dave and I, again, big shout out to Ghost Dave. He's the one that gave me the beta code to be able to play on Xbox One. We did not get to play together, and I don't know if that's because Bethesda kind of wants to see the different server areas where you're going to get the most activity, that kind of thing. I don't, but it does seem like it was a purposeful choice on Bethesda's end to not let us find each other, whereas it didn't seem like we just couldn't find each other, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of what I want to look into more, is just the sustainability of the gameplay. I want to run into these enemies and see what it's like, going to be able to fight them. Because if it is the way that it is, and it's all real time, those death claws are going to be significantly more dangerous. And if we don't have something like the dart gun from Fallout 3, essentially if you come across a death claw, you're probably going to die. And the same could actually be said for the Yao guys. The Yao guys are pretty tough too, just because they're so fast. And if the VATS doesn't kind of pause time for you, or at least at the very least slow down time, so you get a chance to kind of attack these people, you could be in for a world of hurt. I'm also interested to see how the Brotherhood of Steel comes along. They've somehow made their way from California in just 20 simple years over to the West Virginia mountains. So we'll see how that goes. And I will end with this one little criticism: the way the beta is being handled, has me a little worried. And I think this might have Bethesda as much worried about the same thing as I'm worried about. I'm worried that Bethesda knows they have a junk game, and that's why the beta was only open for 4 hours on Tuesday, is only going to be open for a couple hours on Saturday and Sunday. I know they're saying it's because of the stress test, but if you look at the commercials, you don't see a whole lot of gameplay. You see a lot of cutscenes from the first 20 or 30 minutes of the game. You do not see a whole lot of actual gameplay. And so part of me is giving Bethesda the benefit of the doubt, because I am a huge Bethesda supporter. On Bethesda a lot. And so I don't want to sound like I'm pessimistic about this game, because I am not. But they've already had a stress test, so I don't understand how they can use the idea of this beta being a stress test as well. I don't like that excuse. And if you're really into your game, why are you not showing us more gameplay? Those are my two things. Having said that, I am actually very, very excited about this. I had a lot of fun playing for an hour and 15 minutes. And I can't wait to jump in more. I am disappointed that I'm probably not going to get a chance to do it this weekend. If you are available and you have pre-ordered it on Xbox One, it'll be Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in New York time zone, it'll be from 5 to 7 on, I believe it's the 27th is Saturday. And then again from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday the 28th. So Saturday and Sunday, both going to get 2 hours, available on Xbox One only. PS4 and PC don't open up until next Tuesday the 30th. So if you can, do yourself a favor, jump on in, test it all out for us, because I know I would join you if I could. Unfortunately, doesn't look like I'm gonna get that lucky. So, but again, I am looking very, very much for it. I should let you know, I still right now am gonna get it on PC. Not on Xbox One, not on PS4. I'm going to get it on PC. This is another thing that I should bring up. I actually was under the impression that it was going to be cross-platform compatible. However, I guess Bethesda doesn't like that idea. So it's not going to be that way at the beginning. So now I'm kind of thinking, man, do I want to get it on PC and Xbox maybe? But for sure, we're going to get it on PC at the very least. And so we're going to get it on PC, hopefully, unless, Dan Bodine, if you're still listening to this, unless you comment down below that you're not definitely going to get it the day it comes out, then I will get it on Xbox One. So Dan Bodine specifically, I hope you're hearing this. If you could do me a favor and either confirm that you're getting it on PC, because you're the whole reason that I was going to get it on PC in the first place, was so we could play together. Because you've been a huge supporter of the channel and I haven't gotten a chance to play with you yet. So the idea was to get it on PC because I was under the impression that's what you're going to get it under. However, if you're not definitely going to get it the day it comes out, then I will probably end up buying it on Xbox One for the day it comes out. And then I will pick up the PC version when you do, buddy. But I want to be able to play with you for sure. So do me a favor, Dan. This is for you specifically. If you hear this, let me know. Let me know your plans. But again, I am very, very excited. I hope you guys are excited for Fallout 76. I don't understand all the hate. I don't. It doesn't seem that different to me, at least not yet anyway. I know some of these other YouTubers have 4 or 5 hours of experience with it. I only have an hour and 15 minutes, but it doesn't seem all that different. And I will tell you this, the graphics update, the engine is significantly better than Fallout 4. It is very, very detailed. It is very, very beautiful. All the colors, all the contrast. Mwah. Man, mwah. Bethesda did a fantastic job with the look of the game. And so I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. If you are excited, do me that huge, huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that sub button. Hit that follow button wherever you happen to be. Show your boy the love and hit that love button. Either way, that's going to do it for this one. BigSweetC, that's me, wishing you a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it might be. Long as you're watching, I'm wishing you a wonderful watching time. Sweetness, signing off. Peace.